You're watching Oilers Nation Everyday with Tyler Yaremchuk. Your one-stop shop for all things Oilers.
All right. Ollie Rodrigue plays a game, and Troy Stetcher at forward. That's a bingo. Let's get into it with the lead. We were just talking about things that the least funny person you know says, and people who are like, didn't have that on my bingo card, they also do suck as much as I just made the whole opening of the show that exact joke. Welcome into Oilers Nation Everyday. We're live from the Sports Closet studio. Check them out online, sportscloset.ca. We are also a presentation of Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. I also had my free square, Draisaitl MVP caliber season, and everybody gets hurt.
Got them all. Bingo, bingo, bingo.
Bingo, bongo. Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
You know what?
Ask me if I care.
The whiteboard kind of says it.
I couldn't care less. I really couldn't. There we go.
There we go. We're all sorted up. We're good to go.
Just like, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like, obviously, like, last night wasn't great. But when you put all the pieces together, doesn't matter. Troy Stetcher played forward, for Christ's sake. Come on.
Which is just so stupid.
It was very unnecessary. Just play 11-7.
Why did you not just keep Derek Ryan up?
I'll just play 11-7. If you knew Ekholm was going to be out, which I'm assuming that wasn't just like, oh, damn, we're an hour away. Matthias, how you doing? Wait, he's not here? Where's Matthias? Only Yaremchuk. Damn it. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
I said this today on Daily Faceoff Live. Also, we're going to be joined right off the jump today by our boy Jason Demers. He's going to be on in a minute, so looking forward to that. I said today on Daily Faceoff Live, even if the Oilers, they have 10 games remaining in the season.
Really?
If they were to go 8-1-1, would your opinion of them change whatsoever?
8-1-1?
Because they beat the Sharks 3 times, beat the Ducks once, and it's like, nothing they do, like, again, I would love for them to get home ice, and if we're talking about the home ice equation, I mean, LA lost last night too. You're 7 points back of the Golden Knights, and they have a game in hand on you. That ship has now sailed, I think. Again, even if you go 8-1-1, you're going to finish with 17 points, which is going to put you at 104. You would still need Vegas to go 5-6 at best.
And then next 2 games are Chicago and Nashville.
Well, so then you'd need them to go 3-6 in their final 9, assuming they take care of business. So, like, you're coming in second or third.
Whatever.
You have 2 head-to-head games against the LA Kings. Those are the ones that matter, because if you win those, you more or less take control of that race for home ice. Everything else, it's like, we can sit here and watch a game like that and go, it'll be different when everybody's healthy. When Leon and Connor and Ekholm and Frederick and Kane, like, missing 5 relatively important players is substantial.
Of course.
And if they lose 5-1, we're going to be sitting here going, hey, we'll see what they're like in the playoffs when everyone's healthy. And guess what? If they go and beat Calgary 5-1 on Saturday, we're going to start the show Monday and go, boy, I guess we'll see what it's like when everyone's healthy, game 1 of the playoffs. And we'll just say it with like a tinge more excitement in our voice.
Yeah, like, these next 10 games obviously matter a lot. You don't want to stumble into the playoffs. And that game last night was the first time the Oilers haven't been in a 1-goal game on either side for 5-6 games, I'm thinking off the top of my head. Like, just before the Montreal game, whatever that would have been. When they got blown up by Anaheim, that would have been the last one. So I think they've been playing better, but yeah, I'm not too worried.
All right, well, then you and I don't have a lot to say, so why don't we go to the guest line? And yeah, sure, we can just enjoy our Friday. We can go to the mall together. We've always wanted to do that.
Which one? Kingsway, of course.
Yeah.
The Sports Closet.
Yeah, that's the only one with the Sports Closet. All right, let's go to the Star Mechanical guest line, Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company. Somehow it's snowing again, which could be making your pipes and certain things act up. So what do you want to do? You need to call Star Mechanical. If you have a problem, residential, commercial, 24/7 emergency service, they do it all. Let's go to our guy, Jason Demers. What's going on right now? What's up, JD?
What's up, boys? How we doing?
I'm fine.
We threw a party last night at Greta. We sold 80 tickets.
Yeah.
We had a packed bar of Oilers fans, and they lost 6-1. So we're doing great.
Yeah, listen. I think we're all. This is kind of one of those things, and we. Not to say that I didn't call it, but they're doing right by resting everybody and seeing what they got on the depth side, and it just wasn't a good game start to finish. It was just horrendous. But It's so tough. It's just a weird season for the Oilers this year, and maybe this is kind of what they need, and they're going to go to the playoffs and roll right through to win the cup, and we're all going to be like, "Told you so." But they're making it interesting, and I think it's. I don't take much stock into that game against Seattle.
And my point before you popped on was like, I'm not going to take much stock in anything leading up to the playoffs because whether they win or lose, the narrative is wait till they're healthy, wait till game 1 of round 1. That's where this team's going to be judged because I think you're right. Like, they're going to get the Kings in round 1. I think that's pretty much locked up. Now, if they go and smoke the LA Kings in 5 games, we're going to be talking about the Oilers going into round 2 as legitimate cup contenders. If they flame out, they flame out or whatever. But my point is, like, whatever, they could go 8-1-1 in the final 10. It will not change how this team's going to be judged at the end of the season.
It won't be. It's everything's going to come down to playoffs once again. It's what we've kind of said all year. And if I'm a Edmonton Oilers player, fan, I watched that Kings game last night and I'm like, do everything you can to get home ice advantage. That's the biggest thing for them right now. Because the Kings, regardless of it, it kind of was a close game. It wasn't really a 4-0 game, but they are just a different team on the road, and you need that game 7 if it comes down to that. Because like I've said, you know, since I've been banging the drum for a month or two here, saying that the Kings are going to be ready and they want the Oilers in round 1. They want to get out of round 1, finally kind of exercise their demons. Do not give them home ice because they have 3 regulation losses all year. I mean, if they were anything, if they were normal on the road this year and just okay, they would have probably ran away with the Pacific. So it's like, this is a team you want to keep on the road, have them stay there, and just take advantage of your home ice, which I think that's if I'm an Oilers fan, and I think that's why they're kind of gonna wait to the last 5-6 games of the season, bring back the big boys, and then just go for it, go for broke. Because if they get it, I think they can handle the Kings, but it's gonna be tough sledding if Kings have home ice advantage.
LA Kings on home ice this year, 26-7 straight up. LA Kings on the road, 14-24 straight up. That is a crazy swing. I wanted to ask you a question, JD, just about last night. And listen, again, we are not in the business of making excuses for the Edmonton Oilers, but they talked about how they played an 8:25 p.m. puck drop start against Dallas, and then they had to fly to Seattle. They didn't get into the hotel till like 3 a.m. And I know, again, you get to fly on a very fancy plane as an NHL. You're staying in the best hotels, but that has to take a bit of a drag on you, right? Playing that second of back-to-backs when your travel was that shitty?
Yeah, of course. Flying is flying no matter what. Going up into that, 30,000 feet in a compressed cabin in a metal tube is with recycled air is always going to affect your body. And the scary thing is they are a little bit of an older team this year, especially with the guys they brought in, which does kind of worry me at times, because they're not young and fast like the St. Louis Blues. Sorry, didn't mean to poke at you guys and throw a little knife in the back, but yeah, it just happened. I mean, it's the way it's going to be. It's happens with every team in the league. Obviously, in the playoffs, you got a little bit more time in between games, but it's normal that they're going to start slow, and they just unfortunately it wasn't Pick's his best game he's had there, and he's given them some quality starts, and it just wasn't his night, and things were going in, and when that happens, and you're down 3-4-0 right off the rip, it's those are tough to battle back, especially after you have a late start the night before. You get in early, you don't have much time, you don't really get a warm up in because you're trying to get your sleep. Then you eat and you feel a little sluggish. Takes you some time to get ready, and the team jumps all over you. So, not much there. Like I said, I didn't take much stock in last night's game. It was one of those after all the injuries, I had it kind of scheduled and penciled as a loss.
What would you do with the goaltending heading into Calgary? Obviously, Skinner's out. We know he's day-to-day. Pickard allows 5. Rodrigue comes in the third, and I know it was meaningless, but he actually made some good saves. Like, they have Vegas on Tuesday. Like, would you consider going to Rodrigue Saturday and then giving Pickard Vegas on Tuesday?
I would, because why wouldn't you give him a look?
Mm-hmm.
And also, especially, they've kind of mentioned that they're looking for a full-time backup for Skinner, and they might be going to get that in trade and kind of a 1B. Even though I think Calvin's been great, I mean, you can't also burn out Calvin, because in case you get to the playoffs and Skinner falters or Skinner gets injured, you need him to be fresh. You can't wear him out down the stretch. So I would like like I said, you got to see what you have. Like I would be trying everything, every combination. Not throwing games, but just seeing what you have in that lineup and also in net because Rodriguez has been a good soldier. He's a great kid. I played with him. He's very structurally sound and quiet in his net, and I think it's one of those guys. He's very Eric Comrie-esque, kind of one of those guys, and come in and he'll battle hard, and he's good style of goaltender. So I'd give him a look. Why not?
When you played with him in Bakersfield, would he get the big games, or what was kind of his role down there?
Well, when Picks went up, he was Picks he got all the games. He was the number one there for us when I was there that last year, and I haven't really followed much down there this season. But yeah, he was behind Calvin, and then when Calvin went up, he was the one. And I mean, he played great for us that year, and I saw a lot of things in him that I really like because he is very good structurally. He's quiet, not too many big movements, and he's sound in his net when he's playing his game. And he does when it's not going well for him. He'll kind of let some rebounds. His rebound control will be a little off, but when he's on, he's a good goalie to have back there.
One of the things that was making headlines in Edmonton over the course of the last few days was in that game against Dallas, Rantanen knees Skinner, and Corey Perry after the game kind of came out and was like, our response was not okay. Perry took on sort of a lot of the blame, being like, that's on me. I need to be better. And I'm paraphrasing a bit here, but we've spent a lot of time this year talking about how this Oilers team does not like going into scrums. They don't stick up for each other particularly well, and I could list a handful of examples of times that's happened, whether it's against Vegas with Eichel or whatever, right? This team, I think, and maybe it is just regular season apathy, they don't care, but they struggle to get into the fight. And there's a part of me that's hoping that Saturday night, BOA, you're playing a Flames team that's hungry and scrappy. Maybe that'll bring them out of it a little bit. But what do you make of the way this Oilers team just, not that they're not into games, but they just don't have that same intensity? Like, I watch a Blues game, and every whistle, there's a freaking scrum. Like, Edmonton just doesn't do that. Is that just who they are, or are they saving it? What do you make of that?
Well, it's a product of who they are. They do have some toughness there, but they, with Corey Perry, and then you got Podkolzin. But I mean, after that, you got Max Jones there now. But after that, it's not a ton of bite and guys that are really looking to take runs at guys. Hyman can play physical, but they're very much of we'll show you what you do in between what like from whistle to whistle, and they kind of stay out of all that mess and nonsense. But I tell you what, they go to Calgary, they're gonna get it pulled out of them, or it's at home. I think I can't
Yeah.
remember. Was it at home? Yeah, it's at home. It's gonna. I mean, Calgary's fighting for their lives, so they're gonna pull it out of them, and it's one of those you're either coming with or you're gonna get left behind. So I like what Corey said. I don't think it was intentional by Rantanen by any stretch of the imagination, but then he goes and takes out Zary for the season last night. So it's like, yeah, I think he just was coming through, and I don't see Rantanen as a guy that would intentionally do that, especially with the knee. I think it just was he didn't know where his body was in space. It's kind of very happens in the minute he's turning. I don't take any stock in him doing that on purpose. But listen, I like what Corey Perry said that you should at least make a move towards him. Once you see that Skinner's down, your initial thought as a defenseman is you're going over to grab him. Now, I'm not saying you have to drop the gloves and kick the shit out of him, but you should at least go over there and grab him and give him a cross check. And I think that's what kind of Perry was alluding to was not like, just throwing down the gloves and everybody Donnybrook. But I think what he meant was somebody's got to go over there and at least have a reaction that, hey, my goalie just went down and a guy skated by him. I got to go see what's up.
Yeah.
I remember a couple of years ago, I think it was either Dylan Dubé got hit or Kadri got hit, whatever it was. Those two players were involved. And the guy, I'm sure it was Dubé, said, I didn't even see what happened. I just saw Kadri was on the ice and I dropped the gloves and started fighting.
Like, I would have liked Brett Kulak there to just see his goalie down and be like, I'm fucking grabbing someone.
Yeah, that's basically that's what I think he said was like you can't you have to have a response. Now what that is up to you, but you have to have a response. It can't be no response. It can't be just, oh, what, I didn't see it. It's like, no, you didn't see, but he's down, put two and two together. You're smart guys, grab somebody and you don't have to kick the shit out of them, but just grab them. And then at least you're in there and you're showing support to your goalie. Because if I see that and I'm another team scouting, you're like, well, we can kind of get in on the goalie and we're not going to get much pushback.
Yeah.
Just a really quick one from me. Last night we saw the first goal of the game, Jeff Skinner's goal, waved off from a high stick. And you couldn't really fully tell. The puck moved a little bit, but it wasn't conclusive, I would say. Yeah. Do you think the league needs to take another step in their technology and figure out these reviews in the sense of like, let's just get like heat sensors in the puck and stuff like that? You know what I mean? To like help things just like go way quicker. You know,
like VAR in soccer.
Yeah, like soccer's like a good example.
Yeah,
like in the World Cup, they decided that Ronaldo didn't head the ball because they didn't skim his head or whatever it was. Like, it's just ways to do it. It feels like the NHL is just falling behind so far in that department.
Well, it's tough because hockey's so much quicker than all these other sports, and things happen so fast, and you're following a puck. And I think they need to in Toronto. I think if they, you heard Patrick Roy come out and be pretty critical the other night of Toronto being like, we don't need him if they're not going to challenge the call. But I feel like if you're going to the ref's discretion and to a challenge, but if Toronto sees something, they have to call and make that decision. They can't allow it to wait and there's a conversation with the ref. It's got to be, if they think that's the play, make the call, make the announcement, get the game moving quickly. But there, especially this time of year, you always kind of see things pop up because things are so high stakes now, and teams are fighting for their lives. And I know refs know that. And I think the league knows that. So you get a little bit more tentative because you don't want to cost a season when points, so many, 1 point matters so much in the league right now for a lot of these teams. And to cost, to potentially cost the playoff opportunity for somebody by not making the right call or not giving it your best effort in terms of reviewing it, I think is letting the teams down. So it's a fine line to walk, but they could speed up the process and expedite it a little bit. I just think that's something they're probably going to work on, and they should work on, because the game's great when it's moving and it's fast, but these long, 10-minute breaks for the call not to even be overturned, it's kind of one of those, like, there should almost be a shot clock on the review that, like, if within 5 minutes they haven't made a decision or considered it to be against what the ref had said or the league had said, you just go on with play, because it should be conclusive, and it should only take you about 2-3. It should take you about a minute to figure out if it's conclusive or not.
Yeah. Last one I have for you, JD. Brad Marchand going to make his Panthers debut tonight. They have the potential to be an absolute wagon. I'm curious because Frank and I did this exercise today. The parity's at a high level. Any team can win in the playoffs, but who is in your true inner circle of Stanley Cup contenders? The teams that you look at and go like, they have exactly and everything that it takes to go win a Stanley Cup.
Okay, I'll run down quick. In the Atlantic, Florida and Tampa. In the Metropolitan, I don't think Oh, thank you. Look at that. Washington in the Metropolitan. I don't think Carolina's there. I just don't like enough of that team. I like their system will only get them so far. In the West, I have Vegas. I have Winnipeg, even though reluctantly Winnipeg. Colorado, and that would probably be that's my list right now. Edmonton, if they're fully healthy. Listen, I'm getting paid. I think so. They're in there. But it's tough. It's just been a weird year. I was texting you last night, and I'm like, the vibes are off. The vibes just feel off everywhere, like dressing room, stuff coming out, the coaching, calling the team fragile. It's just a weird one where I'm like, they're going to prove me wrong. I know it, because it typically happens more times than not that I get proven wrong, which is a good thing. So, so I'm like the Jim Cramer of hockey picks. So when I say the stock's going down, it goes up. So that's what I got. But that's kind of my inner circle right now, is probably one or two each. Toronto's, losing to San Jose twice. That's a tough one for me, especially the way they lost. I just don't know if Toronto's there yet. But yeah, Washington, and I'll even knock it down to 4. I'll go Washington. I like Tampa right now this season. They're hot as shit. I'm going to go Tampa, Washington, Colorado, and Vegas.
All right. Jason Demers, Unscripted Podcast with Adnan Verk. You can find that wherever you get your podcast from. You guys went viral this last week, eh?
We did. Every week.
Every week. The Chikrin no light bulbs thing was just top tier.
Wasn't that funny?
Oh, so funny.
He's the best, man. He's into more fads than anybody you've ever heard.
That's crazy. All right, JD, thanks for doing this.
All right, guys. Hey, here, look. Can I flip the camera on this?
Yeah,
if
probably.
If your phone
Or just
does
turn
it.
Or
your
just
phone
show
on.
you. Hey, we'll just give you a nice. There you go.
Whoa.
Ooh, where are
Nice
you?
to you guys. We're in Jersey.
Very good.
Come on,
what do you-
Oilers, let's go. Come on,
What?
Oilers fans. Get off your fucking asses.
Get hyped up for a BOA tomorrow, hey? Big rivalry night.
Huge rivalry night. Let's go.
Huge rivalry night.
All
Okay,
right,
see you,
boys.
JD. Enjoy Newark.
Ugh. Yeah.
Jason Demers, Unscripted Podcast. God, you never know what you're gonna get with him. Remember that one time he tried to start his hit by talking on his phone, and we were like, "Is he? What's going on right now?"
He's unavailable right now. Yeah, that was hilarious. I love him.
He's great.
And, he comes on this show. Is he still there, Aaron, or is he gone? He comes on this show. He'll probably go back and watch this later. And
Yeah,
says
he
that
probably
we pay him. We pay him in friendship.
Yeah,
I want
looks
people
good.
to know that. We pay him in friendship, and friendship powers a show.
yes.
And you can show your friendship to us by leaving a like.
Okay.
Like Jason did. I know he did. He always texts me. He said, left a like.
Thank you, Jason. I had someone in here make a joke that reminded me of something I wanted to talk about. You and I are both big fans of the Oilers in arena presentation. Very, very good stuff.
Yeah, it's
'Kay.
very good.
It's like, honestly, close to the best in the NHL, if not the best in the
100%.
NHL. They've been doing this bit, and I have just caught on to it recently, although I think I remember it a little bit early in the season. But when I was at the game, and let me get so when you're at a game and everything wraps up and they're done the 3 stars and the team's waved, whatever, all that stuff, the interview's done, the PA voice comes on and is like, "Thank you very much for attending. Get home safely. You can join us back here at Rogers Place Saturday when this happens." So when I was at the game, it would have been where the Jets won in overtime. So they go, "Thank you very much for tuning into or coming to tonight's game. Make sure you come back Saturday night when the Oilers host Josh Mahura and the Seattle Kraken." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Oh, okay." They probably just like gave a shout out to a local guy.
Yeah.
Maybe like that's their bit. And then I was at the Dallas game on the 26th, and they go, "Make sure you join us once again on Saturday for a Battle of Alberta as the Oilers host Adam Klapka and the Calgary Flames." So if
That
you
is
go
very
to the
funny.
game on Saturday, because I will not be in attendance for the BOA, can you please let me know when they say the Oilers are back on Wednesday, April 9th to host the St. Louis Blues? Who do they say? Because if they say Nathan Walker, that'll be very funny, and it'll confirm my bit that they are saying irrelevant players as a joke.
Yeah, that's a good little subtle joke by Al Stafford.
Yes.
I believe it would be
someone
Script
listening.
writer, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Someone listening to this has to have the answer for us.
Yeah, let us know. Back to what you were saying, though, and the in-game stuff for the Oilers. So I went to Vegas versus Tampa Bay when I was in Vegas this past week on Sunday. Their in-game, overrated.
Oh, yeah?
And you'll see this too when you guys go on Tuesday. The amount of times they're like, make some noise. And that stuff drives me nuts. Like, I'm not criticizing the script writers and the people who do the in-show production because it's a very difficult job, but it's just like, goddamn. Like, I feel like, maybe I'm wrong, and please correct me if I am. I feel like they don't say that a lot of those games. Like, I feel like there's just a natural noise in the arena constantly that it just kind of happens. Or they'll do other things, like the T-shirt toss, for example, to like avoid being like make noise. So yeah, the Oilers do a great job. They do a really fun job. Oh, the one thing though from an in-game arena that I saw this year that was pretty cool. The New Jersey Devils, the Oilers do the cab race, the black cab race, I think they call it, a yellow cab, whatever it's called. The Devils were doing some kind of snack thing. And the cookie hadn't won all year.
Oh, yeah.
And then the cookie won. They made this big social media thing. I thought that was very well done.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
They do make some noise coming out of commercial breaks. Make some noise. The Oilers, to their credit again, avoid like the dumb cliche stuff.
Yeah,
for the most part.
And they do the face matching thing, lookalike cam, stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
that always goes well.
Yeah. Christopher Palmer, so you're saying Vegas isn't a hockey market? A lot of the markets we went to in the playoffs, even LA, they did it a lot too, if like make some noise. And I would say that is a hockey market.
Yeah.
Dallas, similar.
Mm-hmm. The one thing that I do think is funny, like especially I was watching obviously the Four Nations games in Montreal, and like you can definitely tell when a crowd is like a true, and I'm not even saying like maybe not hockey market, but like a smart hockey market.
Yeah.
Like Edmonton, the crowd doesn't get loud for like random shit that happens in the game.
Yeah.
In Montreal, they appreciate like certain plays a little bit and like make noise for moments where
cool.
you're like, whoa, that was a really good back check or something like that,
Yeah.
right? Like, and Oilers fans do that well. If someone like hustles back and breaks up a play, like
It's loud.
the crowd makes noise. In like Vegas and LA, they just like, it'll be like a 3-on-3 rush up the ice where like, again, you're not looking
Yeah.
at it being like, this is a dangerous chance, but like just because the team's coming in with speed, the crowd's like, ooh. Anyways, not even throwing shade. I'm just saying like you can tell the difference in like the
there was
markets.
one we went to. I can't remember. It might have been LA, where guy would come down. It's like a clear like 1-on-3.
Yeah.
and it like gets louder. It's like he's dumping this puck, right?
Yeah.
like he's going for a change right away. But nevertheless, we'll see 4 more markets this spring anyway, and get to know what they're like.
Tyler Mielek's in the chat saying, I'm already looking for next year.
Looking for what?
Like he's looking at next year. He's out on this year. Chalm out on this season.
That's fine.
I
would agree with.
Keep that same energy for game 1 of the playoffs, Mulek.
Yeah,
I mean,
like-
it's a realistic. I don't think it's an unrealistic look at things, but I would also say that a couple of weeks, like our opinion can change drastically on this team when everyone's healthy again.
So that's exactly what I was going to say. Like Demers was talking about how like the vibes are off, whatever. And even if in the room, the vibes are off, like the idea that this team, as much as I do not, and he says, no, like I'm just tempering my expectations. That makes more sense, Mulek. Like I'm not looking at this season being like, holy shit, if they don't win the Stanley Cup, it's some great travesty because this is a perfectly constructed roster,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. They have an authentic shot at the Stanley Cup. And I'll touch on that more in just a second here. But even the idea of in the room, maybe the vibes being off.
I don't think so.
I can see it a little bit, I think. But I think that changes. And this is part of the reason why I think maybe you need to push really hard for home ice, not just the Kings record, but I think the vibes in the fan base, I think the vibes in that locker room, in the arena, all that stuff, it changes if on night 1 against the LA Kings, that building is rocking and you pump them.
Yeah.
And you score early and it's 5-1 and you're sitting there going, little brother LA Kings still can't play with us.
Yeah.
It changes. And I think in the room, out of the room, fan base on this show, we will be singing a very, very different tune if they go up 1-0 in round 1 on the LA Kings. We'll be sitting here saying, we got them, all that shit, right? Right now, I'm not going to sit there. If they beat the shit out of the Flames on Saturday, if they go and smoke the San Jose Sharks next Thursday, even if they go and beat the Golden Knights 5-2 in Vegas on Tuesday, and we have a great time down at T-Mobile Arena as a group, I'm still not going to sit there and get overly excited about this team. They have a chance at winning the Stanley Cup. But right now, they don't have the same vibe that like Washington does, where they're having fun every game and whatever.
I said this to my friends the other day, and I wasn't going to bring this up, but honestly, who cares? It's on the board, so I'm going to say it. I think the Oilers have just as good of a chance to win the Stanley Cup as being eliminated in round 1.
Absolutely.
And I know that might sound drastic, and that's not me saying that, like, I think they will lose in round 1. I just think the other teams in the Pacific this year are good. I think LA is better. Darcy Kemper has shown consistency throughout the season in comparison to what they had last year in Cam Talbot. Obviously, replacing Vancouver with Vegas is a huge change. Vegas is a solid team. Their blue line's good. Aiden Hill can show up. I don't think he's a superstar by any means, but Jack Eichel is a 100-point player this year, right? Or close to, whatever he is.
He's having a great season.
Yeah, like that's good. And then you look in the Central Division. I know the Oilers won't play those teams until later if they make it that far. I'm actually not that worried about them because I think they're just going to beat each other up, and the Oilers could beat any of those teams in 7 games too.
They just about beat Dallas, missing like 3 of their best forwards.
Yeah, and Dallas barely beat. I know Dallas won 5-2 yesterday, but you look at the shots; it was like 48-17 or something.
I like that JD didn't include them in his.
I don't think they are.
I struggled today, so Frank and I did our inner and outer circles. I changed my mind on Dallas quickly, but now I kind of regret putting them in. I didn't have Edmonton in my inner circle of Stanley Cup contenders just because, again, I'm basing it off what I'm seeing right now. Like, I'm acknowledging that could change. But the teams I had in there were Winnipeg. I'm going to take Dallas out now because I can.
I'm out of Dallas, too.
I had Winnipeg and Colorado because one of those two should be in the conference final. I did not have anyone from the Pacific Division.
I would have Vegas in. I really would. After watching them live the other day, they can just sit back in games and defend so well and then just go score. That's
Bruce
exactly
Cassidy is
what
a hell of a
happened in
coach.
that game, yeah.
Yeah. And then in the East, I had Tampa, I had Florida, and I had Washington. Those are my 5. Sorry, I had Tampa on outer. I had Tampa on outer.
Oh, really interesting.
Yeah.
Tampa's, we criticize the Dallas blue line. Tampa's blue line isn't much better. Like, they're both solid blue lines, and they can win you a round or two, but, like, the forward group is what's going to get both of those teams through, and also Vasilevsky is amazing. Jake Ottinger, good goalie. I'm not sold of him being like an upper echelon goaltender. I think he's really good, and we saw it the other day, but you also saw a moment in that game where he fell apart for like 10 minutes. The Oilers hit the post like 4 or 5 times in that
He's
game.
prone to those moments.
Yeah, like even like the critics, and you're right on Stuart Skinner. He's not been good this season, but in that 6-game series, he was the better goalie.
Yeah.
Against Ottinger.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Colorado, and Mulik put there too. Colorado have incredible center depth. They really do, but the others just as good.
Well, I mean, hey, we can do a fun little exercise
Let's
here.
do it. Let's not talk about
Who's
goals
better,
last
Nathan
night.
McKinnon or Connor McDavid in playoff time?
Connor McDavid.
Who's better, Brock Nelson or Leon Draisaitl?
Draisaitl.
Who's better, Charlie Coyle or Ryan Nugent-Hopkins?
Nuge.
I'd go Coyle.
I would go Nuge.
Who's better,
would.
Jack Drury or Adam Henrique? Henrique.
Adam Henrique. I think Nuge is better than, who did you say?
Charlie Coyle's good. Charlie Coyle was playing like really good top 6 minutes. I know he does
2-1.
He does only have 15 goals this season.
Yeah, no,
so.
I'm on the Nuge train for that one. I just think Charlie Coyle, for years, the last few years, has been in Boston, and everyone's been like, he's not a top 6 player for them.
Yeah.
Where Nuge is like, he is.
Yeah, it's fair. He only has 15 goals, actually.
The Nuge is huge. Another point last night for the Nuge.
Yeah. So Mulik says Landeskog might be back for the playoffs.
Awesome.
Great.
We'll get Jonathan Taves.
Well, I was going to say, like, where would your hype be if Jonathan Taves was coming back for the Oilers?
Look at John Klingberg.
And Klingberg had 14 months off, not 936 days or whatever it is.
And also, too, like, Klingberg was a good player when he was healthy. But that time away, that really screws you.
Someone said, you forgot Natchez. We were talking centers.
Yeah, Natchez. Good player. Don't get me wrong. But even the other day when the Oilers lost to them, like, maybe I'm remembering it incorrectly. It was just kind of that top line, but that was before the deadline, so we shouldn't probably count that.
Okay, we got to catch up on a few things here because we're already halfway through the show. We didn't end up doing a scoring summary because who wants to relive that game last night? I'm out. But the scoring summary was going to be brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers, where you can get a custom ring built and delivered in less than 4 weeks with the Charm Masterpiece program. It all comes with an unbeatable pricing policy. Check out their large selection of Canadian lab-grown diamonds and mine diamonds by visiting them online at charmdiamondcenters.com. We also, let's do a little more playoff talk. It's brought to you by Douglas Mattress. I sleep like a baby on my Douglas. I'm excited to go to Vegas this week or next week, but I am going to miss sleeping on my Douglas. You can sleep as good as I do for the low price of $599. Head to douglas.ca/OilersNation to find out more or to order your mattress. It's free shipping across Canada. If you're in Edmonton, by the way, their first physical store is open. It is located in Manchester Square. They are a Edmonton company through and through, and that is one of the many reasons why we love having our friends at Douglas Mattress on board. The playoff picture right now, Liam. The Flames, you said it, dealt a big blow last night.
Yeah.
They played so well against Dallas and just couldn't get the win.
Also, Conazari. You see that?
Potentially done for the season. Second time his knee's been blown up.
He has to be done. And Mikko Rantanen again. A little careless from him, I would say. I don't think it was deliberate by him.
But how many times do you get to do that before we're like...
It's like Giordano. And I think the situation is very different, but like, how many times did Giordano knee someone?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, well, he's not a dirty player. He's like, but he's careless. And Rantanen now back-to-back games has done it. I think it is more of a coincidence with him, but tough to see Zari like that. Any player like that. He's a fun player to watch. A lot of heart in him.
Here's what Darren Dreger had a report 3 hours ago. Further testing and imaging required to determine extent of injury. However, initial assessment offered some encouragement regarding Zari's knee. Tough scene last night.
Yeah, brutal.
So some encouragement. Maybe it's regular season and he's back at some point. I don't know.
Tough.
But again, the Flames to get in now. They are 6 points back of the St. Louis Blues. Oh, here's that hit.
Oh, it's just horrible. Like, he clearly just loses an edge, but the leg gets caught just right under him. Someone
says careless is dirty.
It is, but I just think he lost an edge. It's just tough. I don't know. You can see him like cleaning off his skates.
Yeah, but like,
too. I know. It's awful. God damn it. That sucks a lot.
Yeah, I guess Ari's having a great year. So the Flames are 6 points back of the Blues with 3 games in hand. So again, Calgary, if they win those 3 games, they don't hold the tiebreaker. So they don't control their own destiny anymore, but still. And they have a tough schedule, man. They got to play Vegas a couple times still. So that's going to be tough. St. Louis, 8 in a row now on the verge of catching the Minnesota Wild. Dylan Holloway, 54 points in 52 games. It's crazy what a good season he's had since Jim Montgomery took over behind the bench. So Holloway propelling the Blues. Blues have a chance to... I mean, I think there is a really big race. We talked about the race for home ice between the Oilers as being like meaningful, but not the end of the world. The Blues and Wild fighting for which team gets to come over to the Pacific side of the bracket potentially, and which team's not only going to be scrapping for their playoff lives, but is going to have to go and stay in the central side of the bracket. Man, that's a very, very important race.
I think another thing in this playoff race too for Edmonton, Vegas is getting a tough matchup. They're going to healthy Minnesota Wild or a red-hot St. Louis Blues.
Can you imagine Edmonton, St. Louis round 2?
That's what I mean.
Shit.
Like, I don't think it's a lock that Vegas is going to get through no matter what. Like, I know I just said they're a cup contender, and I would have them in a group, but I think St. Louis and Minnesota are both a very tough out. And if Edmonton can finish second or even knock off the Kings, then all of a sudden you have home ice advantage on your side of the bracket.
Yep. That'd be crazy. That would be crazy. Edmonton beats the Kings in round 1 with home ice. Then they get the Blues in round 2, and Minnesota goes on a miracle run. So Edmonton gets home ice in round 3. They beat the Minnesota Wild in 4 games. They head out east where they have more points than who could they play? Tampa in the Cup final, and they just have a bit of a better end of the regular season.
I would like to avoid Tampa in the final.
Okay, so we're cherry picking who we got in the final.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm just thinking of last year when we were trying to get out of Florida.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, that southeast portion of the continent. Brutal.
Okay, if we're doing purely selfish here.
Yes.
Purely selfish.
I'm rooting for Toronto.
Or Montreal.
Yes. Canadian dollar.
Yeah.
I'm in. When we went to Vancouver last year, that was the best one because I didn't spend double my money every time I bought something.
Although I will say, fans in Vancouver pretty ruthless.
Oh,
fans in LA started to get ruthless. Vegas fans are the nicest fans in the world. I'll go back to Vegas any day of the week. Dallas fans seemed mildly disinterested in what was happening on the ice. Montreal Canadiens fans, if we show up there in Oilers jerseys, they might murder us. I would probably be like, you know what? I'm going to press pass. I'm going to wear a suit. I'm good.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, any of them would be fine. Is there anyone else? Washington.
What is it? I don't think it's easy to get there. I think we fly direct.
Never been.
Oh, that's fair. Is that when the cherry blossoms are happening there, or is that'll be too late? Hey, that's probably in like April.
I would assume.
Or May. Yeah.
No cherries blossoming here. I'll tell you that much.
No, is it snowing? No shit, eh?
Yeah, a bit of snow out there today.
Fuck.
I did not see that coming. Did you shovel today?
No, I'm actually, as a form of
moly.
protest, I'm not going to shovel.
Protest to who? The snow?
Just the current situation.
I'm going to tell you.
The middle of my shin.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, the snow is winning. If you don't shovel.
No, you're going to Vegas right away. You can wait, see what happens when you get back.
No, I don't want to be a bad neighbor, so I'll go shovel the sidewalk, but I'm not shoveling my driveway.
Sidewalk shoes. Naeem, cherry blossoms at end of March, April usually.
So I'm going to miss that.
Tyler, again.
Oh, wait, first off, before you get to that one, YouTube chat brought to you by Nation Beer, Odd Company Brewing, Nation Beer Everyday Lager, a crisp, clean lager crafted not just for game day, but for every day. Tonight, this weekend, you're looking for something to do. It's snowing outside. Go to liquorconnect.ca, type in Nation Beer, find the liquor store nearest you. Or, actually, you know what? If you're on the south side, just go to Odd Company, get a pizza to go and a 4-pack of Nation Beer. That is an unbelievable night. I want to do that and just play PGA on my PS5 all night. Amber's going out to like something. I think I have the night to myself. Mildly tempted to go hang out with Pete and DJ, not going to lie.
Really?
But there's another, I don't know. Do you want to hang out with them? Should we do some?
We could.
I might be down.
But they have to come to me.
Only,
Party Liam's house.
they fly here from Boston and you're like, ooh, I'm not going into Edmonton. You got to come to Sherwood Park.
I like what Naeem said. Liam's cold performer preview for later. No, I got a cold performer.
Ah, good for you.
Let's talk about Greta last night.
Sure.
Because I want to... I need to write an apology. So you guys know me.
Pretty well.
I'm actually quite shy. I can be quite shy. I think
Yep, I would
sometimes
agree
when
with
I
that.
get approached, I can be a little flustered. I'm not always the most social person outside of my bubble, unfortunately. And last night, there was these two nice ladies who were there, and they took a picture with me.
Was it
And
the lady with the nude jersey?
She was cool.
I didn't even talk to her. I felt so, after I left, I was like, why did I do that? Like, I took the picture. They were like, wait, we love your show. Like, and I was like, great, thanks for coming. And I just walked away, and I was like, why on God's green earth did I just do that? And I didn't have the nerve to go back. So just an open apology to those two lovely ladies. Thank you for coming to our event. Next time, now that we've had our first initial conversation.
You're in the bubble.
You're in. We come to the next
All right.
one. I don't know when it is, but we'll do it. But last night, Greta, I played every game. I didn't watch the Oilers game because it sucked. Couldn't beat Tyler on the football game. That was a massive
I had a
blow.
career performance. I got up to like 680.
I got 629
What?
at one point,
Oh.
and I missed my last two throws. That would have put me over the hump. Couldn't do it. I played the beer pong game alone. That was fun. I played Big Tuna. God.
Did you work up a sweat in that game?
Man, my shoulder,
Wicked tuna.
wicked tuna, sorry. Shoulder was killing me. And then I played Big Buck Hunter probably 5 or 6 times.
I watched you shooting those elk, shooting that moose.
the
Liam
eye-
at one point, because
yeah.
to me, and he's like, dude, it's so hot in there. Like, I was like, well, you're playing every single game in the building right now.
I just stuck with the classics.
Oh, and then I beat the what Chaos Trio at Mario Kart.
Oh, you did.
I
Sean, all-time choke job.
yeah, he was not happy.
He was pissed.
And I saved it. I knew the corners. I've driven that road a few times. It was good.
Greta was great last night. I appreciate everyone who came out.
I did too. Our pregame show was awesome.
Mm-hmm. It was a lot of fun.
I had a great fact. That wasn't true.
But what are you gonna do?
Not much. I have another fact I didn't get to get out on the show. Would you like me to tell you?
Yeah, I guess.
Please.
I mean, we're here.
So I've spoken to you maybe about this once before. I wrote an article about Oilers Nation. But I was telling Kennedy yesterday because she was telling us a story about Draisaitl and his draft day in the NHL. Of how, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm going to. He was in the wrong seat when he was about to be drafted. And they came up to him and his family like, you're in the wrong seat. If you don't move right now, you will not be like on the shot when they pan to you and you get picked. So he said when he had to run around the entire arena to the other side of the arena to get in his seats, him and his family. And he said basically as he sat down, the Oilers called his name and he was drafted.
What? Can't read?
I guess not. He wasn't anything. He's German.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be easier to move the camera than your physical body.
That's what I thought
Do
too.
you think they could just radio something and be like, hey, Leon's going to go third? Because the broadcast gets a big heads up.
Yeah.
Hey, Leon's going third. He's actually sitting in section 122. Can you
Bang.
find him?
Like, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Yeah. Chris, Dallas is missing their first line center in Sagan and Heiskanen. You
What?
guys are delusional and need to learn the sport a lot more. You're right. They are.
No,
Heiskanen
he's
is
not right.
Heiskanen.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Sagan's not their number one. What?
Also, the Oilers are missing their 2 first line centers. And you didn't call us out for saying they weren't in the inner circle.
Tyler Sagan is not their first line center.
No. he's
No.
not.
Yeah, when was the last time he was their first line center?
Oh, probably
Years
year 1 when they had to prove that the trade was worth it.
Yeah, in that big contract. Like he is. I mean, Duchesne's having a great year. Maybe you could argue Sagan's their second
He's a
line
good
center,
player.
but like Duchesne's going to score 30 goals.
But Wyatt Johnson's sick.
Is also going to score 30 goals.
Yeah.
And I
He's-
know again Sagan was having a good start to the season before that, but like
He's not that first
Rupe
line center.
Hintz is their number one
Oh, yeah,
center.
that's his name. Rupe
Yeah.
Hintz.
Like, what?
And-
You calling me delusional? What?
Yeah, very ironic.
Tyler Sagan's
comment.
probably going to be a winger.
Yeah, very ironic comment. I would encourage you to go look at their right side of defense with or without Miro Heiskanen, because Cody Ceci, Ilya Labushkin, and Matt Dumba is not the answer.
Teams can win the Stanley Cup with Cody Ceci on the second pair of their right side,
Yeah,
or get real damn close.
yeah. Thanks, Chris. Is that Chalmers?
Chris Chamasuk, maybe update your standings. Dallas is only 4 back of the Jets, not 6.
Ah,
Jesus Christ, man! Don't watch the show. Just go like literally. There's
go
probably
watch Stars Nation.
YouTube. You know what? There is a video on YouTube. There's a live stream of a bald eagle nesting its eggs. Go watch that.
I'll put a link in.
What else do we got?
Shall we do what's trending?
Yeah, who's it brought to you by?
What chaos?
We
have
should
a meet
probably.
and greet tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, before the BOA down at Greta. So if you want to, it's no ticket, just show up. You can come see what's up to the boys before the BOA, get a couple in you, and then walk your way to the rink. Maybe they'll do like a little parade.
Yeah, last night was a lot of fun. I think a few people weren't able to make it because of the snow. So if you weren't able to make it, you can just go see him again tomorrow.
Yeah, the snow's probably gone by then.
Yeah, I would assume. Hopefully it's just not snowing.
Or just do what I'm doing and protest it.
Yeah, protest it. So this was big news out of the junior hockey world into the NCAA world. Obviously, for those of you who don't know, the NCAA is now allowing CHL players to go and play in their league. And Caden Lindstrom, who went 4th overall to the Columbus Blue Jackets, hasn't played all season for the Medicine Hat Tigers.
A back injury.
Yeah, some lingering injury. But he's not going to play for them next season. The rumor has it he's going to go to Michigan State, which is by far the biggest, most notable ad the NCAA has had from the CHL level. So Medicine Hat is going to lose him. They also, the rumors around Gavin McKenna are swirling quite a bit of him going to Michigan after the dominant season he had this season. And if you don't know, he ended the season on a 40-game point streak.
Crazy.
That was insane. I'm pretty sure he had 21 points in his last like five games, something like that.
I think he was 26 in his last 5.
He's an amazing player.
Probably too good for that level.
Yeah, and he can't get. His draft birth year, a lot of them will go this year, but his birthday's in like November, so he's a late birthday.
Which is why he could go to college.
Yeah, which is why he'll end up going to college. Michael Misa, another player people have spoke about.
Mulek says McKenna would go top 3 in this draft. I think he would go first.
He would 100% go.
Yeah. Like Mulek, I get what I'm not like, I'm saying like, you are correct, but like he would go number 1.
He would go number 1. He's unbelievable player. The other thing in what's trending, the men's curling world championship start this weekend.
Yeah,
our team.
That's trending?
Team Alberta.
Okay.
It is in this office. Brad Jacobs, our friends, Mark Kennedy and Ben Hebert, more your friends. I've seen them once. Brad Gallant.
Yep. Brett
Gallant. Love him. They play tomorrow at 2 p.m. against Japan and then 7 p.m. against Germany in Moose Jaw. Exciting times.
I also got the live stream of the bird.
Thank you. How's he doing? Oh, we're tuning in live.
This is it. He needs to move a little.
We are going to get copyright striked so hard for sure.
Look at the bird.
Oh, he's moving.
Whoa. Damn.
I used to do this every show on Canucks Conversation.
Oh, yeah, they were watching a bird, right?
We do it every show. Check in with the bird.
So they've hatched, obviously. He's standing on guard for just making sure everyone's safe.
Very ironic, an American Eagle is standing on guard. Dre said he's going to the World Championships. Let us know on Monday how it went.
See you in Moose Jaw.
Yeah. Someone else put in there, Brian B. I think it went by now, but the NCAA is going to snag all the good players from the CHL. They're different levels of hockey.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of it's a good stepping
stone. The CHL is just going to get younger, is all this is. Like,
yeah, and 100%, and it's going to be very exciting. Players will still get drafted way more out of the CHL to the NCAA. They might not just stay for as long in the CHL.
Another thing that I heard someone talk about the other day, and I need to correct, like people keep saying NIL's ruining the CHL now. Yeah. Canadian athletes cannot make NIL money. If you are a swimmer, a football player, a basketball player, or a hockey player, if you are a Canadian citizen going down to the States to play college sports, you cannot take NIL payment.
Yeah, so it actually won't harm it that much. Just players are going to go there and play. They already do.
Mulek, facts. We got facts. FYI, Canada has the largest population of bald eagles with an estimated 110,000 individuals representing 55% of the global population. There is one that I have seen twice now, I believe, over at the River Ridge Golf Course on the south side. I think it's like by Windermere or whatever. I've seen him a few times. He's beautiful. I also was golfing once in Kelowna, and I had one swoop down to the water like 100 feet from me.
Whoa.
It was crazy.
Yeah, that is exciting.
Seeing cool birds up close is so cool. I love it.
Nature is wild.
Nature's sick. Like, I love birds.
It's wild, yeah. Yeah, I love birds. I remember when I lived in England, we used to go to the owl sanctuary with my grandparents. And I used to, you could like send payments to adopt an owl.
Yep.
And we had a Barney the barn owl.
Oh,
and they used to let you go and put on the glove.
Ooh.
And this bird would just fly around and just come and land on you, and you'd feed it a little piece of chicken.
They do that at the Riverhawks. We got a Riverhawk.
Really?
Really?
I think it's just I don't even know what a Riverhawk is, but it's a bird of sorts.
It's like a Seahawk.
Yeah.
but for the river.
Colton said, Grizzlies at the JPL golf course are wild.
Bears?
Yeah, the Bears. I had a black bear follow me for a whole round of golf once at Grey Wolf in Invermere.
Wow.
It was crazy. And like, again, me, city boy, not used to seeing bears. And then like you alert the staff, you're like, hey, there's a bear on that hole. And they're like, okay. One time, it was the same hole actually 2 years later. All our shots were on the fairway and we were on the cart path, like up the hole. It was like, I think it's hole 13 at Grey Wolf or something like that. And we had to have the course attendant come down with bear spray and an air horn. And he like walked you to your ball and like held them towards the bear. And the bear was just eating. He didn't give a shit. Then like you go down there and you're like, whatever, 80 feet from a bear, probably a little bit closer than that. And it's like, you're walking up, like hitting your shot while the golf course attendant's like standing there. It was crazy.
How could you mess that shut up?
I don't do well when strangers are around me and I'm shooting the ball,
I know.
especially a bear.
Pressure packed shot, but also I remember having a good shot because like you're not worried, you're just like running down, you're like hit this ball, don't get eaten by a bear up the hill. Black bear, not that a black bear would eat you,
It's
but
like speed golf. Do you need to make your final hole before it gets too dark?
I like the dichotomy of our chat. You have Mulek, Peregrine Falcons dive bomb at like 360 kilometers an hour. It's insane. Next comment, Hawk Tua.
Thank you, Mimamoto, for that one.
Yeah, that's great.
We have 9 minutes left in the show.
Yep. Safeway picks?
We do Safeway picks. That will only take us a couple. So let's do a little Q&A for the final five by the time we get
Final five?
Does that sound okay?
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
We'll do them by Bet365 maybe.
All right. Okay. For our friends at Safeway, think you can pick the winners of 5 NHL games each week? Download the Safeway app, play My NHL Picks, and you have a chance to win a trip for 4 to the 2025-2026 season opener of your choice. Every week, get rewarded with exclusive grocery offers from NHL supply partners just for playing. How about that? Each correct pick gets you closer to a chance at not only that grand prize, but 150,000 plus scene points. A new slate of games opens for picking every Thursday, so get your picks in. If you missed this week, download the app. Get in next week. Liam, your picks are in.
My picks are in. I went 4-1 last week. I'm edging closer to that ultimate
good
prize.
for you.
Pause.
Let's get those picks up, Aaron.
I don't have it in my emails.
Oh, son of a gun.
Who'd you pick?
I don't remember. I'm going to have to look really quickly, but I definitely went with I picked the Oilers over Calgary on Saturday because obvious reasons. They're just better. So that's a big reason to why. Did you get your picks in it by chance?
I forgot this week. Could have lied. Hand up. That's on me. I was busy.
Okay, they're loading. Almost.
I'm just watching the chat.
All right, last night I did one.
You're watching the chat or the bird?
Oh, I can get back the bird.
I got my picks.
Okay.
I'm already 1-1. Holy smokes! Tampa Bay won 8-0 yesterday.
Yeah, they got the 2-point conversion and everything.
Wow. I had them over Utah. I had Toronto over San Jose. If you didn't see it yet, go watch Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith shootout goals from that game. Holy smokes, that was awesome. I picked Vegas to win Chicago. I usually wouldn't do that, but I really need these scene points.
Yeah. No, times are tough. Eggs are expensive.
So, yeah. I picked Edmonton over Calgary and Winnipeg over Vancouver.
I don't mind those at all. I love Florida tonight to smoke Utah after they got rinsed last night. I think Utah might just be running out of steam. So I like a little same gamer on that Florida game. Brad Marchand point, because you know he's going to get 1 in his debut. Panthers minus 2.5. And then, let's do a Barkov point as well, plus 425. How about that? Oh, wait, no. He's playing with Mackie Samoskevich, isn't he? Oh, I'll put Samoskevich in there. Samoskevich, Marchand points, Panthers minus 2.5, plus 550. Forget about it. Speaking of Bet365, you can download the app today. Breaking news coming in from our friends over at Bet365. Hit the wrong link. Uh-oh.
Where every nail-biting...
For every nail-biting finish...
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win is a barn burner, every face-off hat trick, power play shot on goal, penalty shot, every suspenseful moment in between is amazing. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, an official partner of the NHL. Download the Bet365 app. Use the code NATION to get in on the game. Must be 19 or older. So that's my same gamer. Shout out to Bet365. Orioles versus Jays tonight. Jays got smoked by the Baltimore Orioles yesterday. But Kevin Gausman's on the bump tonight. Barrios got 5 strikeouts yesterday. Gausman, usually a little bit better. Gausman to get 6 Ks plus 135. I might even crank it up to 7 at plus 260, but I'm definitely backing Kevin Gausman
I'll
tonight.
ride with that. I like that. Also, 9.5 spread didn't hit yesterday for the Jays.
No, I live bet them at plus 9.5 runs. Didn't hit.
What was the final score?
12-2.
Holy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not good.
12-2.
Someone asked us for a hot take from now till the end of the season. I will
Hot
say
take on just in general.
Ollie Rodrigue starts multiple games.
You see how Matt Murray?
Like the St. Albert product, who's in the Nashville system as a goalie?
No, the one that plays in the AHL now.
Oh, the one who won the Stanley Cup.
2. When did he come in for Pittsburgh?
I don't remember.
It was fairly late in the season, if I recall correctly.
Matt Murray, NHL.com. Which one? Am I going to click the right one? Because for some reason there's 2 Matt Murray goalies.
I got him.
How you doing?
First season, he played 13 games, had a 930 in the regular season. That's nuts. And then had 21
Started
games.
playing around Christmas, though, that year.
Did he? And he only
Yeah.
played 13 games. So that's a good hot take. My hot take,
Oh, he played 5 games in December, got sent back down, came back on March 1st, and was basically their starter in all of April.
John Klingberg doesn't play a playoff game for the Oilers.
Yeah, I think we were looking for hot takes from now to the end of the regular season, but that'll count. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't play again, period.
Jake Wallman passes Kulak and Embiid in blocks. I feel like that's
crazy.
coming.
I don't really have any. I feel like we're just so deep into the season. We know who everybody is. We just need this new season to start so we can just move on from what has been a struggle.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say the Oilers have underachieved. They've been hit with the injury bug, which is something that hasn't happened to them in a long, long time. And we're feeling the wrath of it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel good.
Mulick made, you know what? We'll just talk about this out in the open. All right. Mulick said he doesn't like that we play ads during the show now.
Ads during the show?
Like YouTube, I guess,
Like
is
YouTube.
placing ads randomly during the
We
show.
have no control. You could buy YouTube Premium.
Yeah, I
He
don't
says
like.
he won't.
I know he
fair.
won't, which is fair. I also don't buy YouTube Premium, but like, there's a delay ads button I can hit, or there's an insert ad button. If I hit, so every time I hit that, it can delay them 10 minutes.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't think I can turn them off though, guys.
We don't control them.
Monetization on. So like, obviously, in case you're unaware, there's our jobs. We do need to get paid somehow. Monetization on. We have it on balanced. We don't even have it on aggressive. We could.
Yeah, it could get way worse.
You know what, Mulick? Shouldn't have opened this up. Should we turn on aggressive?
Well, we don't even get monetized because
No, we
play
don't.
videos.
Yeah, that's fair.
Everybody's
So
saying get
ironically,
Mad
these
Blocker.
ads that you get, we get nothing.
Yeah, it usually just goes to the NHL. That's a good point.
Yeah.
But I think the algorithm likes it.
I think we have to keep it on.
Yeah.
It's really too bad.
Blame our YouTube overlords. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Listen, we'd love to not have ads.
You could watch on X
X gonna give it to
or
you.
Instagram.
But then you're not in the chat. The chat's half the fun, right?
Yeah.
What am I most excited for about Vegas? I was debating doing a Topgolf night since I have a lot of friends and family coming on the trip.
Whoa,
But Topgolf's
the bird's zooming in right
Oh,
now.
shit.
I
What's
don't know
going on here?
What's going on,
Oh,
boys? I'm scared of what I'm
Those
looking at.
eyes?
Right
Why are they zooming in?
there. We can cut that. I don't know what that is.
That's scary.
Reese can see what I'm seeing right now. It's
Damn.
All right.
his little talons.
Whoa.
I don't know what we're looking at.
Yeah, exactly. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, Vegas. What would be? Do you know one thing I enjoyed? Which
Topgolf's expensive. That was
maybe,
my only
yeah,
thing.
it is expensive.
And the U.S. dollar's just gonna suck.
Man, you have no idea. Well, you do, but like
I am so happy when we go to the game. The beer is free.
That's
when
everything.
you
Booze and food, right?
Yeah.
because like you do it and you think you know what the exchange is, and then you look at your bill after, you're like, I did not expect that.
I'm just gonna.
It sucks.
This month might be one of those. If you have my credit card and you want to steal it, this is the month to do it.
Yeah, it'd be
I'm not
nice.
going to look at my statement. I'm just going to pay it.
Yeah, I didn't do that either.
Just
Good call.
look at the amount, gulp, and go, paid off. I'm not going to go back and be like, boy, how did I spend $90 at a CVS at 2 a.m.? Not interested
That
in that.
airport anxiety of having to check your statement.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough time.
Yeah, that's a tough
The
one.
only thing that could redeem it is if I come back with a bunch of American cash because I gambled good.
Yeah, the Bellagio fountains, I kind of love them.
Ooh, Naeem, Tyler, talk to your casino host. Sometimes they have Topgolf passes.
Oh,
Hello.
any Pacific.
We're staying at Circa. If anyone knows,
There's a donut place right across the street from Circa. Donuts.
All right.
They have great donuts. They're only a couple of bucks, too.
Lance said, I hope I can hang out with Borgie and Yaremchuk in Vegas.
Lance is going.
Yes, Lance, you're going.
Yeah, we hang out.
Like, what do you think? I'm going to ignore you the whole trip?
You'll have a nice time, Lance.
Come on, Lance. What do you think? I'm going to intentionally go to the other sides of rooms when you're there?
Who are you rooming with, Aaron?
Brett.
You're with Amber, obviously.
Yeah, luckily.
Thank God that line.
Lance gets his own room.
Lance gets his own room. So does your buddy Colton.
does
I'm
my
like,
buddy.
how?
So the first nation vacation I went on was to Vegas, and I'd not even been with the company that long.
That
and
was
I
mine
got my
too,
own
right?
room, and Jay had to share a room.
Yeah, I was with Jay, and you were
got my own
by
room.
yourself. But then you
With
ended up being
Captain
with
Felton.
Captain Felton.
Yeah, for literally like 12 hours.
Lance, I do think that, Tyler. Come on, Lance. It's all in good fun.
Lance is the best.
What do you think? I'm going to see you come into the pool at Circa and go hide in a cabana for a few hours?
Put his snorkel on and go under the water. You'll never see me down here.
What do you think? I'm going to see you walking up to a blackjack table and ask the dealer to put reserve spots on all the open squares?
Table's full.
What do you think? I'm intentionally upgrading my seats on the plane so I sit at the front and I... Oh? No, come on, Lance. Maybe we'll sit by each other on the plane. Just playing. Just playing around. Party in Lance's room. The one thing, another bonus of staying at Circa. The hotels on the Strip don't put fridges in the rooms because they don't want you to keep drinks cold and drink in your room. They want you to have to go to the Strip to drink. Circa has fridges in the room.
Lance's room. We'll be
Wait,
crushing
who
beers in
doesn't
there,
put
Lance.
fridges in the room?
You wouldn't have had one at the Paris.
Yes, I did.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never been in a hotel in Vegas on the Strip. Like Park MGM will not put.
The two that I've been to, I didn't have a fridge.
Yeah, and
yeah.
if you have like medication or whatever, you have to like call down and be like, "Can I get a fridge? I have medication."
I did to get an upgrade.
So that might have been it. You might have had like a villa or whatever.
Yeah, the
Fancy
Bordeaux
boy.
room. The Bordeaux Tower, I believe it was called.
All right, we're gonna end the show. BOA tomorrow. Boardsies live from Greta with pregame, and then postgame you're back.
I believe.
Yeah, that's what Jay told me he wants
And
to
then
happen.
we got to hop on an airplane Sunday morning.
Yeah, we do. Saturday night, game 3 of my first round beer league series as well. So
Series tied at 1.
series tied at 1.
That's not good.
I know, and I think the other team gets their best player back from Mexico. He missed the first 2 games of the series.
From Mexico.
I know.
We're flying him in.
I'm hoping his flight gets delayed or something. Not really. I hope he gets to play because he paid to play in the league. So yeah, giddy up. It's at 6 o'clock too, so it's a perfect lineup to the BOA. I'm very excited for my Saturday night. They are pay to use fridges. No way. That's crazy.
Pay to use, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Vegas is going to be fun next week. Oilersnation Everyday live from Circa Stadium Swim Monday and Tuesday. And then Wednesday, it's just Liam on the show. Liam and the intern, Reese.
Reese is running the show. Will I give him a mic? Might have to.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Jesus, Lance. I almost read that too, man. If you have a second bed, I get it.
I
All right.
appreciate it, Lance, but I'm good.
Yeah, I'll be all right. Okay, that's a wrap on today's edition of the show. Shout out to Jason Demers for swinging by. Everybody in the YouTube, great stuff as always. Shout out to our friends again at Sherwood Ford Giant, by the way. Didn't give them a shout out. Today, Tuesday will be a very fun Sherwood Ford Giant game day edition of the show. Have a good weekend, everybody. Enjoy the BOA. Tune into pre-gaming at 7 o'clock right here on the YouTube. Hopefully the Oilers win, and we'll chat with you on Monday. Oil up.